The Enigma of the Sasquatch, Unearthing Forbidden History in Canada. Introduction, a legend, steps into the spotlight. For decades, the Sasquatch, popularly known as Bigfoot, has straddled the line between myth and reality. Described as a towering, hairy, bipedal creature, this cryptid has become a cornerstone of North American folklore. While sightings have spanned from the Pacific Northwest to the dense forests of Canada, one question persists. Could real Sasquatch remains have been discovered in Canada? Recent claims of such findings have reignited debates about the creature's existence, sparking both excitement and skepticism. This article delves into the history of Sasquatch, examines alleged discoveries of remains, explores scientific skepticism, and investigates the tantalizing possibility of a forbidden history deliberately hidden from the public. Part 1. The roots of the Sasquatch mythos. Ancient legends and indigenous narratives. Long before the term Sasquatch entered mainstream lexicon, indigenous peoples of North America spoke of forest-dwelling giants. The Stoney Nakoda First Nation referred to the Saquatch, while the Haida described the Gagi-Ixid. These beings were often portrayed as guardians of nature, embodying both reverence and fear. Such stories laid the groundwork for the modern Sasquatch narrative, blending cultural heritage with mystery. Modern encounters and the Patterson-Gimlin film. The 20th century saw a surge in Sasquatch sightings, but none were as iconic as the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film. Shot in Bluff Creek, California, the grainy footage depicted a lumbering ape-like creature, arguably the most compelling evidence of Bigfoot's existence. Though its authenticity remains hotly debated, the film cemented Sasquatch in popular culture, inspiring generations of researchers, skeptics, and enthusiasts. Part 2, Canada's role in the Sasquatch saga. British Columbia, the epicenter of activity. Canada, particularly British Columbia, BC, has become synonymous with Sasquatch lore. The province's rugged terrain and dense forests provide an ideal habitat for a creature evading detection. In 2005, Rick Dyer, a self-proclaimed Bigfoot hunter, claimed to have discovered a 23-pound scalp in BC's Squamish Valley. DNA testing later revealed it was cowhide, a stark reminder of the hoax potential in such claims. The 2014 Revelstoke incident. A more recent case emerged in 2014 when a hiker near Revelstoke, BC, reported finding massive footprints and a skeletal hand. Authorities dismissed the hand as a raccoon paw, while the prints were attributed to erosion or animal tracks. Yet, the incident fueled speculation about a cover-up, with conspiracy theorists alleging the remains were confiscated by the government. The Alberta mummy controversy. In 2018, rumors swirled about a mummified Sasquatch discovered in Alberta. Online forums buzzed with photos of what appeared to be a primate skull, though experts quickly identified it as a malformed bear cranium. Despite debunking, the story gained traction on platforms like YouTube, highlighting the enduring allure of forbidden knowledge. Part 3. The science behind the skepticism DNA analysis and the elusive genetic signature. One of the most rigorous attempts to validate Sasquatch's existence came in 2012, when Dr. Melba Ketchum, a Texas veterinarian, claimed to have sequenced Bigfoot DNA. Her findings, which suggested a human-primate hybrid, were widely discredited. Independent labs failed to replicate her results, and the journal De Novo, founded specifically to publish her work, was dismissed as pseudoscience. The zoological perspective. Dr. John Bindernagel, a Canadian wildlife biologist and Sasquatch proponent, argued that the creature could be a surviving Gigantopithecus, a prehistoric ape. However, mainstream scientists counter that such a large mammal would leave undeniable fossil records and ecological impact. The absence of conclusive evidence, they assert, renders Sasquatch a phantom. The role of psychology, pareidolia, and confirmation. Biased psychologists attribute many sightings to pareidolia, the tendency to perceive familiar patterns, like faces, in random stimuli, coupled with confirmation bias, where believers interpret ambiguous data as proof. The stage is set for persistent myths. This framework explains why blurry photos and dubious remains continue to captivate the public. Part 4. Forbidden Histories and Government Conspiracies. The classified files theory. Conspiracy theorists often cite declassified government documents as evidence of a cover-up. For example, Canada's Department of National Defence once archived UFO reports, leading some to speculate that similar secrecy shrouds Sasquatch. In 2016, a Freedom of Information Act request revealed no classified Sasquatch files. But skeptics argue the government could still be concealing information. The military connection. Rumors persist that the US military recovered a Sasquatch body during the Vietnam War, storing it in a secret facility. While no credible evidence supports this, such tales thrive in online communities. The allure of a hidden truth taps into broader distrust of institutions, making the Sasquatch myth a vessel for societal anxieties. Indigenous suppression and cultural appropriation critics argue that Western narratives have commodified Indigenous stories, stripping them of spiritual context. Some First Nations leaders express frustration that their warnings about forest people are ignored until they re-sensationalized by outsiders. This dynamic raises ethical questions about who owns the Sasquatch legend. Part 5. Sasquatch in pop culture and beyond. From movies to merchandise, Sasquatch has transcended cryptozoology to become a pop culture icon. Films like Harry and the Hendersons 1987 and TV series such as Finding Bigfoot 2011-2017 have perpetuated the legend. Merchandise, from plush toys to energy drinks, capitalizes on the creature's mystique, ensuring its commercial viability. The internet age, memes and misinformation social media has amplified Sasquatch's reach. Viral videos and TikTok challenges often blur the line between parody and sincerity. Meanwhile, AI-generated images and deepfakes add new layers of deception, complicating efforts to discern truth from fiction. The search continues. Modern expeditions. Despite skepticism, dedicated groups like the British Columbia Scientific Cryptozoology Society, BCSCS, persist in their quest. Equipped with thermal imaging and trail cameras, they comb remote areas for evidence. Their efforts, though often fruitless, underscore humanity's enduring desire to uncover the unknown. Part 6. The verdict. Fact, fiction, or something in between. The lack of conclusive evidence. To date, no physical remains, bones, teeth, or hair have withstood scientific scrutiny. Even the most promising samples, like the Skookum cast, a plaster imprint of a large creature, lack definitive proof. The scientific community remains unconvinced, emphasizing the need for peer-reviewed research. The psychological and sociological impact. Whether real or imagined, Sasquatch serves as a mirror reflecting humanity's hopes and fears. It embodies the allure of wilderness, the thrill of mystery, and the tension between science and belief. For many, the search itself is more meaningful than the destination, the future of the hunt. Advancements in technology, such as environmental DNA sampling, may one day resolve the debate. Until then, the Sasquatch legend will endure, evolving with each generation's imagination. Conclusion. Embracing the mystery. The question of whether real Sasquatch remains have been found in Canada remains unanswered. While hoaxes and misidentifications dominate the narrative, the persistence of sightings and cultural fascination suggests the legend will not fade easily. Whether viewed as a biological enigma, a psychological phenomenon, or a symbol of untamed nature, Sasquatch occupies a unique space in collective consciousness. As long as forests stretch across the horizon, the shadowy figure of Bigfoot will linger at the edge of our perception, a testament to humanity's eternal quest for the unknown.